FearHub.
Welcome to FearHub. Today's story is The Middle School Mystery Man. This story takes place a few years back. I was 16 and my cousin, who was with me, was 21 at the time. We'll call him Jay. We're rural town boys, never really much to do. Jay and I grew up together, so we were very close and we always did everything together. One night, he decided to stay at my house with me while my parents were out of town. We didn't really do much. Made some food, played some video games, etc. It wasn't long before we got kind of bored. In the past, Jay and I had gone for night walks, just around the neighborhood, and we would just walk around and talk about stuff. Things that were bothering us, girls, whatever really came up. That particular night, Jay had suggested that we go for a night walk. He had a lot on his mind at the time, and as did I. So this walk was going to be a little longer than the usual ones. I live about 2 miles from our old middle school. However, it's not in the direction of the nearest town, so we don't ever see it. We had decided that we wanted to roam over there just to hang out and talk about our different times spent there, take a trip down memory lane. When we got there, we looked at the building through the chain link fence for a while. We sat there, pointed at stuff, and telling each other stories for about half an hour. By this point, it had already been about 12:40 a.m. Jay had suggested that we hop the fence and sit down at the Ramada, a roof shelter that was closer to the school building, but not quite close enough to the cameras that were attached to the building. I agreed with this idea, as I wasn't really tired, and still had more things on my mind to talk about. I remember walking over to the Ramada and seeing from a distance that the only camera facing the gym building had been broken, and was hanging down pointed at the ground, which I remember thinking about kids playing wall ball, and accidentally throwing a ball too high on occasion when I was at school, so I didn't think much of it. Jay and I sat there and talked for a while, and I had realized it was already 2 a.m. I was just about to say to him we should probably head back, when we heard a loud metal door at the gym suddenly open. There were windows in the doors for the gym, and there had been no lights on in there at any point. So it was pitch black in there the whole time we were there. We ducked down and peeked over the wall to see who was coming. The school had lights on all around the building. The Ramada did not. So we could see him very well, and we were hoping and thinking he couldn't see us. The man that walked out didn't look like anyone we recognized in our time there, nor did he look like he ever belonged there at all. He was a very dirty, ragged-looking man. Long hair, probably about shoulder length, and he was wearing a black hoodie with the hood up. We tried as hard as we could to not move or make any noise as we watched this man walk out, look up at the sky, take a deep breath, and then walk behind the school's tool shed, which was about 15 feet to the left of the door he came out of. Upon getting behind there, he let out a sound I can only describe as a growl, and then we heard a loud bang almost as if he punched the back of the shed. Jay and I gave each other a what the heck look before whispering to each other, "We need to hop a different fence and get out," because he would see us jumping the one we jumped to get in. We looked back and he was already back by the gym door. We crouch walked out of the Ramada, and a little ways out before we decided to stand up and make a mad dash to the way a farther out fence. When we got to the fence, we looked back and didn't see the man anymore. Jay hopped the fence, and as I was climbing up, I heard him say, "Oh shoot, hurry up," as he jumped onto the fence and grabbed my jacket to tug me upwards. When I got up top and was dropping on the other side, I looked back to see the man had circled around and was only a few yards away from us with something in his hand. My skin started crawling. I was sure he was holding a hammer. He had stopped when I got over the fence and was just staring at us. But then, as we started to jog away, we looked back and saw him sprint to the fence and hop it a lot faster than we did. Upon seeing this, we began to sprint as fast as we could until we got to my house. We had taken a longer way with more turns and had lost them very early on. We made sure everything was locked in our house, grabbed one of my dad's guns and the 2 dogs, and we slept in my room. Nothing happened that night, so we did lose him for sure. We never did find out who was there or why. But we never went there on a night walk ever again. That's for sure. Thanks everyone for tuning into our clip. This has been Diablo Vocals, and hope to catch you on our next video.